Welcome, welcome, welcome. Debs Cooper, global stressologist, to say welcome to my Facebook Live. I'm here to talk about surviving the festive season, and today is part 2. So thanks for joining me. I would love to know if you are here live on this call, video, or if you are watching a replay and where you're from around the world. So thanks for joining me. Gosh, surviving the festive season. And today we're part 2. Last week I did surviving the festive season, part 1. Okay, maybe I need to talk a little bit about, can you hear that lovely noise? That's just amazing that my neighbours are out there doing gardening again. So, surviving the festive season, part 2. Today we're going to talk about emotions and family dynamics. Last week on part 1 I talked about money and giving and receiving, so I'd love you to have a look at that and let me know what you thought about that. But today is really about emotions and family dynamics, and these are the 4 things that I found that have really come up. Was the money, the giving and receiving, which I talked about last week, and then this time is emotions and family dynamics. And this was the 4 prominent things that really came up during this festive season. And in New Zealand, where I am right now, we have summer, but I do know in the other side of the world, in Canada and America, they're dealing with snow. So thanks for letting me know about that, Moira. But it's interesting to know what goes on around the world for us, but we're actually all still dealing with the same stuff. So when I even mention emotion, I start getting a little bit emotional about this because it's a real testing time for people. I bumped into a teacher the other day who does not swear, and I bumped into her in the supermarket and I said, "How are you going teaching? How is it?" And she just let out all the swear words she possibly could about the children she was working with. And I was flabbergasted that, well, to hear her even swear was even more amazing to hear her, but actually to hear her say the stuff that's going on right now with the children and their emotions. So we do know that it's an emotional time, and it's a real testing time. So it's not just children, it's parents, it's everything that's going on. It's a real testing time. Weather. The weather can throw you right out. If you don't sleep well, if you're not sleeping properly, you're not drinking, you're hydrating, you're not eating sensibly, you've got a lot of worries, money worries, because Christmas can be an absolutely crazy time where people blow the budget. Health, we start regretting everything we've eaten all year round when we've got to get into our bathing costumes. Some women, men, it's just crazy, the self-talk that we have. And relationships get really tested. Jobs get tested, and 2020, because we're currently still in 2020 hasn't been a year that nobody expected. Well, I don't believe anyone expected this, but it's definitely been a year of reflection. And I'm going to talk more about that in my New Year's Eve one. But this has been the emotions have been a roller coaster. Just when you think you get on track, bang, you go back down, and it's just climbing up and climbing back down. So the emotions I'm talking about it's like a ticking time bomb. You don't know what's coming up. You don't know what's around the corner. You can only control just a little bit of things because, even our government the other day was just saying, pack for your COVID. If you're going on holiday and you're leaving your house, pack for your COVID, preparation kit. You don't know what's around the corner. If we have to go into lockdown in New Zealand, we're not in lockdown, but you have to go into lockdown again, you want to be prepared. These are the things we've got to think about. And so it is like, I call it a time bomb, but you actually don't know. You don't know what's around the corner. That's for everything. But 2020 has really brought us to not knowing, and our emotions are tender. So we feel we're walking on eggshells around people. We're just being be a little bit gentler on yourself and others. But the thing is, you can only control so much. And I know control is such a harsh word, but you can actually honestly only control so much. You can only do so much right here, right now with what's going on. So be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with others. Put realistic time frames on. Be patient with, on hold when you're ringing people. I was on hold to telecommunications company the other day, 47 minutes. Oh my gosh. By the time I got to the person, I was relieved, even though they cut me off. But 47 minutes, who has 47 minutes? I was very lucky I was in my office and I could put that phone on. So be really patient. When I rang back the second time, oh my gosh, I wanted to blast them. There's no point. So it's just be gentle on everyone, be patient, be nice, just breathe. When I talk about your emotions, it's really wise to communicate what's going on for you. If you're not feeling it, let other people know. And so when I say, let other people know openly and transparently, I'm not talking about nitpicking. I'm just talking about, hey, I'm not feeling the best. Can you give me some space? Or, hey, I'm not feeling the best. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. Or, hey, I just need to go and read a book. Or I just need to check myself out away from something. Or I'm not going to get that stuff done right now. So just be really open with your communication. If you come from an open heart space, which is speaking from here instead of here, they're going to listen to you more and they're more likely to go with what you're saying. So if you can just say, hey, look, I'm not feeling well, I just need to take a breather, or this is not working for me, or I've spent too much money on Christmas, or my job's potentially in jeopardy, or whatever's going on, whatever is going on for you, find that person and talk to somebody, get a professional. I'm here for you. There's a lot of other people you can talk to. But just don't bottle it up, because I know bottling it up, it's just going to explode like a volcano. So don't let it bottle up. Find private space that you can be on your own and cope with. And myself this week has been a frustrating time because I've lost some stuff on my technology. Let's just say technology. And it's definitely trying me on all angles. And I haven't been the nicest to be around this week. I have been stomping my feet certain amounts of time. I've had my glimmer of joy certain amounts of time. But it's about letting it go. It's about going, okay, surrender. Okay, it's not going to happen. I'm just going to have to let it go. Because if you bottle it up and bottle it up and bottle it up, it's like the jug or the kettle or the pot boiling away, and it's just going to bubble, bubble, bubble till it overflows. And when it overflows, those people around you are going to get the message very loud and clear, and they're not the ones who need to get the message like that. Can you hear that? They're not the ones who need to get the message. No one needs to get the message like that. This is about you just talking openly and saying, this is not working for me. This is how it's going to be. This is how I'd like it to be. Explain your expectations. But you're going to have to let your expectations go, because what you want in a certain amount of time may not necessarily happen. And I've learned that very quickly this week. My time frames are different to other people's time frames. And I know those who really know me are laughing, going, we all know your time frames are different to other people's. And that's my dog agreeing with me. The other thing with emotion around this festive season is we all have past stories. We all have pasts, we have stories, we have beliefs that have come through from every year this has happened. So it's wise to not bring up the past. So don't say, Uncle Jimmy got drunk last year, I don't want him here. Don't bring up that stuff. Talk to Uncle Jimmy and just say to him, hey, look, there was a thing going on last year with you. I don't know what was happening, but there was a lot of alcohol drunk. Is this going to happen again? Like, don't bring it up negatively. Don't bring it up full on. So have an open communication. Just say, look, I've got non-alcoholic or low alcoholic beers here for you, Uncle Jimmy. You can drink those. Something that's going to help him and you and everyone around. So it's just going to settle down that situation. So the other thing is family dynamics. Family dynamics. So family dynamics can turn things like that. They talk about the mother-in-law. They talk about the father-in-law. They talk about the ex. They talk about the ex's new partner. All these things. Look, everyone has a blended family of some sort. And that's whether you've got exes, whether you don't have exes, whether you have friends, whether you how it's supposed to be. But realistically, it doesn't, because there's always somebody who comes in and rattles the cage and winds things up. So again, I'm going to say, don't bring up the past. Don't bring up the past that's happened. Don't bring it up. If you're going to bring it up, because I suspect some of you are going to bring it up, then bring it up gently and not full throttle. I talked about communicating. I talked about your expectations. So ensure that your expectations are given to other people and they know those expectations. They know what they're wanting on a certain time frame, what you're expecting, etc. So when you talk about your expectations, don't project it, don't say it, don't yell it, don't dictate it. Actually say, this is what I'd like to do. Is this feasible? But just be a little bit gentler than you are. December's just go for it, but just December, just be a little bit more gentler. You're going for a win-win. You're going to win, they are going to win, which means everyone around is going to win. Situations, that's a win-win. So I'm not talking about stretch